I think we're urbanists, so we love the city, we love the country, we don't really love the suburbs. We think that it has been a very poor solution to housing and to living. I'm inspired by the city, by people, by how they act and react. There are a lot of infill sites, sites with poor buildings that need to be replaced in the middle of blocks in smaller pieces than the larger developments.
We acquired this site in August of 2008, and we were determined to try to use the geometry of the property as efficiently and as completely as possible.
The Stack is a multifamily rental building. It's about 28,000 square feet of residential units, 28 units in a 7-story building on an infill site in Inwood in Upper Manhattan.
I have been interested in prefabrication since the 70s when I did a project in Vermont using prefabricated boxes.
The concept behind the Stack is actually coupled with the idea of modular construction. So we're using prefabricated or modular construction to enable the development of infill sites in the city.
I think that the world, if not the country itself, is urbanizing, and there's a tremendous need for housing in the urban context. And there are a lot of infill sites that are very difficult to develop traditionally, and this methodology works really well for these infill sites, as well as very large-scale projects.
One advantage that's perceived in the market is that it's less expensive. The actual cost per square foot of construction is probably comparable to on-site construction. Its huge advantage is that it's all happening in a very controlled environment. It's all happening in a big warehouse, a huge warehouse. It's a mile-long building, and they're able to work in dry, warm conditions. The workers all come to the same job every day. Another advantage of off-site is that it is a much shorter time frame. So a 7-story building is erected in a matter of 3 to 4 weeks. So overall, the advantage is that this process takes 8 to 9, 10 months, and a conventional process would take 14 to 16 to 18 months. So roughly half the time frame. And that time saving does two things. It's half the time for carrying costs, and it halves your time to generating income. And those are the two real financial benefits of off-site construction. The front facade of this building, if you've seen the rendering, has the boxes pushing and pulling. If we were to have designed that and built it conventionally, it would have come at an incredible cost premium, because every one of those would have been a structural detail. Because the boxes are designed to be independently structured and carried across the roadways, they already have that built in. So there we were taking advantage of an aspect of the modular construction that's inherent and using it as an expressive opportunity. When we start a design project, it really starts from the same basic components from program and from context. We're on an urban corridor on Broadway, surrounded by residential housing, and part of our strategy with the expression of the face of the building was to continue the street wall along Broadway, and above it, a building that still expresses its time. So it's a contemporary building. It doesn't mimic its neighbors, but it does relate to them through scale, the kind of windows we have, and so there's a relationship to its context that may not be literal. We feel very strongly that design is a necessity and brings great value to every project at every scale.
It shouldn't be a luxury. I don't think it's a luxury. It can be perceived as a luxury in an environment where there is no focus on design.
It's not an aha moment. It's rolling up your sleeves and trying to compile a clear, clean architectural concept.